In our modern history, very few leaders have commanded such a great deal of interest and speculation as the supreme leader of North Korea, Kim Jong Un. The man widely regarded as the brutal, relentless, and charismatic leader of the Asian country has led a largely mysterious life to people inside and outside his country. Since succeeding his father, Kim Jong II, in 2011, Kim Jong Un has maintained a solid grip on the affairs of North Korea. His leadership style has often been described as bold and authoritarian, and he is said to have ordered several high-level assassinations of perceived opposition. Due to the brazen nature of his ruling style, Kim has achieved state capture of many of the country's arms of government, media, and military. As the Workers' Party of Korea (WPK) leader since 2012 and the holder of the country's highest military honor, Kim Jong Un has become an enigma of sorts in North Korea and beyond. While not much of his private life is known in public, Kim is known to be married with at least 3 kids to Ri Sol-ju, and his love of basketball and alcohol has hugged the headlines in the past. The story of Kim Jong-un's rise to power and rule of North Korea is a story that has remained the ultimate inquest in the world of international politics. The mysterious ruler of this small Asian country sits firmly in modern history's list of enigmatic rulers, and we will discuss his story in today's episode of our exciting series, People's Journals. In this video, we look at the profile of the man Kim Jong-un in a view to understand 10 things you didn't know about him before now. Before we dive into this story, please click the like button on your screen and then click the subscribe button so you can always stay ahead of other interesting breaking videos in this series. Without further delay, let us briefly discuss his profile and then explore 10 things you didn't know about Kim Jong-un. Number 1. His exact date of birth is questionable. The state-run media and other authorities of the North Korean government place Kim Jong-un's birth on 8 January 1982. On the other hand, South Korean intelligence sources contradict this account of his birth and claim that he was born a year later in 1983. Kim's birth date was allegedly fixed as 1982 for reasons that were more symbolic than anything else. The date 1982 represents 2 milestones in North Korea. The first is that it marks the 40th birthday anniversary of Kim Jong II, his father, and the second is that it marks the 70th birthday of Kim Il-sung, his grandfather. Number 2. He is married with 3 children. While Kim Jong-un's private life has remained a well-kept secret to people worldwide, his marriage to Ri Sol-ju was announced by state-run media on 25 July 2012. They had reportedly been married 3 years earlier and had a son in 2010, a year after they got married. A daughter, Ju-ae, was later added to his family, and in 2017, another daughter was born, according to South Korean intelligence sources. Kim has frequently taken his first daughter out with him on official outings, one of which was an event to inspect military arsenals on 18th of November 2022. Number 3. He was not always the first in line to succeed his father. Today, Kim Jong-un commands immense power and authority in North Korea, like his father, Kim Jong-il. But his rise to power was not always straightforward. As the second of 3 children and junior to his brother, Kim Jong-chul, Kim was not biologically positioned to succeed his father. Kim's father thought of his elder son, Kim Jong-chul, as unfit for the job due to his perceived feminine nature. He instead positioned Kim Jong-un, the younger boy, as his likely successor, as he thought Kim was more like him. Another person tipped to succeed his father, Kim Jong II, was Kim Jong-nam, his elder half-brother. Kim Jong-nam's chances were severely damaged by being caught with a fake passport while trying to enter Disneyland in Tokyo. He was assassinated in 2017 after being poisoned with a nerve agent in Malaysia. Many sources have linked his death to an execution order carried out by North Korean agents at the request of Kim Jong-un. Number 4. He loves basketball. Kim Jong-un's love for basketball is one of the most fascinating things known of the North Korean leader. He is said to have developed his fondness for the game of hoops from his time in school. While schooling in Switzerland, Kim started to pick up interest in several sporting activities and basketball was very high on the list. Kim regularly played basketball and watched as many games as possible, and some of his friends recalled him drawing Chicago Bulls player Michael Jordan. His love of basketball and subsequent fascination with the NBA followed him to his adult years, and then to his rise to power. Kim once invited basketball legend Michael Jordan to a state visit in North Korea, but Michael refused to honor his invitation. He had much better luck years later when he invited Dennis Rodman on the 26th of February 2013. Many reports claim that Rodman was the first American to meet Kim, and the two even allegedly maintained a relationship afterward. Number 5. He schooled in Switzerland. Kim Jong Un spent a number of his growing up years schooling in Switzerland. The first ever public record of his academic life can be traced to the International School of Bern, Gumlingen, where he is said to have schooled from 1993 to 1998. Kim adopted the name Chol Pak, or Pak Chol, during his time in this school. His former teachers and classmates attested to the young Kim's shy but good-natured attitude. After leaving Bern in 1998, Kim spent 3 years in another Swiss school, Liebefeld Steinhölzli State School in Könitz. This time, he opted for the name Pak Un, or Unpak, and started learning in a special language class for international students. Kim also exhibited his shy nature while at this school, and picked up a serious interest in basketball. He was mentored by Ri Chol, the North Korean ambassador to Switzerland at the time, and is said to have had a poor academic and attendance record during his time in the school. Number 6. He leads a lavish lifestyle. Under Kim Jong Un's autocratic rule, the state has captured a sizable part of North Korea's wealth. Kim has used these resources to fund a lavish lifestyle that very few people, or none at all in the country, can afford or dream of. Kim's most expensive possessions include a 30mm yacht, a private jet, an incredible 100-fleet luxury car assembly, and more. As the International Business Times reported, Kim Jong Un is reported to own at least 100 stately homes in North Korea. He was once alleged to have engaged an illegal shipping network in 2018 to secure 2 Mercedes-Maybach S600s, each priced at a whopping $500,000. While the rest of North Korea is grappling with rising poverty levels, Kim Jong Un lives in stupendous wealth. His love for parties, alcohol, and luxury goods is an open secret to people inside and outside North Korea. Number 7. He did not step out of North Korea almost 7 years after becoming leader. Kim Jong Un is one of the least traveled leaders in modern times. Since taking over the affairs in North Korea, Kim has only ever visited abroad a few times. Most of these visits came after March 2018, when he visited Beijing to meet with President Xi Jinping of China, a longtime ally of his country. The visit to China marked the first overseas trip to be embarked on by the North Korean leader. He later revisited China on multiple occasions since this initial visit and has been seen in Russia and Singapore since then. These visits are just a few times he has ever had to travel overseas since assuming the position of North Korea's leader. Kim's first meeting with the former U.S. President, Donald Trump, occurred in Singapore in June 2018 after a brief back and forth between both nations. Since becoming leader, he has maintained better relations with Russia and visited Russia's President Vladimir Putin in April 2019. Number 8. He executed his uncle in 2013. Kim Jong Un has led several high-profile executions since becoming North Korea's supreme leader, and in 2013, his uncle Yang Song-taek was thought to have been killed by firing squad. The execution of his uncle is one in a long line of state-sponsored purges and executions that Kim has overseen since 2011. Kim's brutal execution of his uncle was also reportedly the first of the horrors to befall the deceased's family. South Korean news agency Yonhap stated that Kim also targeted other members of Jang's family. The most notable executions of people linked to Jang include his nephew's 2 sons, his sister, Jang Ki-sun, and her husband, a diplomat. Jang Song-taek's crime was reported as treachery and blatant disobedience to the supreme leader, a crime that attracts the ultimate price as punishment. Since killing his uncle, Kim has carried out over 300 executions in North Korea, including poisoning his oldest half-brother Kim Jong-nam in 2017. Number 9. He developed a Western pop culture influence while growing up. Kim Jong-un's association with Western pop culture is one of the most intriguing details of his life outside his immense power control. Kim's list of cultural influences is quite interesting, from his love for basketball and probably the game's biggest star, Michael Jordan, to a fondness for foreign movies. He picked most of these interests from his time in Europe, especially while schooling in Switzerland. The young Kim was a fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme's action movies, and he reportedly once bought fitness equipment and ate proteins to look like him. While Kim is said to still enjoy the Bond movies and a few Western art forms, he has maintained a recent clampdown on the country's foreign pop culture influence. Many believe this clampdown targets South Korean pop culture, and Kim once called K-pop a vicious cancer. He has since softened this stance, but the younger Kim was much different. Number 10. Rumors of his death and ill health are regular. Kim Jong Un's health and living status has been the subject of controversy many times. Yet, we'll never really know how Kim is always faring due to the high-level secrecy with which North Korean affairs are treated. Kim was once rumored to be dead or severely incapacitated after disappearing from public view for 6 weeks in 2014. The North Korean leader made his next public appearance holding a cane. His next no-show was in COVID-era 2021. A 20-day withdrawal that sparked rumors of death or physical disability. Kim's weight problems, long-time love of cigarettes, and excessive smoking and drinking have contributed to a string of illnesses he has suffered. He was also once suspected to have been suffering from diabetes and hypertension back in 2009. Kim's rule is over a decade old, but he has shown no signs of changing from the authoritarian ruler he or his father is known for. Since the state's control of the media is final, only very little is known about him, hence this video. In summary, the once shy student in faraway Switzerland has evolved to become the authoritative, powerful, and brutal ruler who presides over the affairs of North Korea. His life has been a tribute to the autocratic leadership rule employed by his father, Kim Jong Un, and his grandfather, Kim II Sung, the first ever supreme leader and the country's founder. Thanks for joining us on this exciting journey through the fascinating story of Kim Jong Un, the supreme leader of North Korea. If you loved this episode and would love to support our work, please remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell on your screen. Please make sure to stick around for more exciting videos from our channel, People's Journals.